Okay, what's up, everybody? Christopher Leon Johnson here. Time now is currently 6:59 on this phone right here. But I want to do this video right now live. Not live, but it's going to be recorded later on. Unless they tell me to take off this video. I mean, I'm not here to fight anybody on this shit today, but... so what's happening right now is we're here inside One Stop Richmond Hill Community Center of the Richmond Hill Block Association in Richmond Hill. We're in the heart of Richmond Hill, Jamaica Avenue, 11008 Jamaica Avenue, Richmond Hill, New York. And what's happening right now, you see over there is Mr. Joe Addabbo, the state senator, and a representative of Mrs. Jenifer Rajkumar, state assembly member. And what's happening today, this evening, is there's going to be a meeting right now. And I saw it on JQ page because I asked one of the members of the Richmond Hill Block Association, hey, can I speak on about Freedom Drive? He said no. So I said, I'm not going to try to antagonize things today. I'm not here for that. And by the way, it's Ash Wednesday, you know what I mean? But today I want to see what this is about because what's this organization, this little offshoot, little group that's working with transportation alternatives.
Did you grab any tree?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, Richmond Hill Block Association. And yeah, it's look, we're in Community Board 9. You know that she can't. I spoke to some people off the record about what they call this thing, Freedom Drive. They can't say it. They trust it. Yeah, it's a real crazy topic. And you can't. So what's happening right now is people getting congregated, talking right now. They're going to start the meeting soon. I mean, I did not want to be out here. Yeah. So I want to see today what's going to happen here. I think everybody know about Freedom Drive. I mean, basically what's happening at Freedom Drive is like it's like a park area. And it's like a park area, and take a selfie. You know I'm here. So.
Good luck in the villages. I already called up all my friends in London.
So, I mean, the reason I'm here tonight is because show you this bullshit nonprofit. It's like an organization that works with transportation alternatives. I think it's Safe Streets. Safe Streets Richmond Hill. This organization right here, they want Freedom Drive to be car free. I mean, this is crazy shit. So you see these fuckers right here. Right here, guys. Yep. These fuckers. I know. They don't want to be car free.
Absolutely, and that group is not.
Why is that? I mean, I'm not. Just explain.
It's the people who support it. Some of the people on that group are great people and they live in this area, but the people who are feeding them, and this woman who started the rally,
Kathy Park Rice.
Yeah.
The Asian lady.
She's not here.
No, she's from Brooklyn. She's from Park Slope.
She has no idea.
So with Kathy, yeah.
Her first time here.
Yeah. So with Kathy Park Price, she's from Brooklyn. She used to be the Brooklyn organizer of Transportation Alternatives. Now she's the chief lobbyist, in-house lobbyist for Newport Parks. So she's anti-car. She hates cars. She just hates cars. She want to eradicate cars from the city. So they got rid of her from Transportation Alternative because she got a lot of heat for destroying Brooklyn. She destroyed Brooklyn. Like, there's a...
She did it.
She destroyed Brooklyn.
Keep Freedom Drive open. There's my the QR code.
Yeah. Wait, we can take a picture of that. Yeah. Oh, wait, to change our order.
Yeah.
How you doing, everyone? We can all take a seat.
Yeah.
Meeting's about to begin. Please, thank you. And if you didn't get a blue ticket, please come and see me. Thank you.
What's the blue ticket for?
It's a raffle back there. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, no, you're fine. So let's go back here, try to get an angle. We have the one.
Oh, thank you so much.
So yeah, it's basically the people here. Like I said, it's over there. It's with Freedom Drive. I'm like, yeah, with Kathy Park Price. Let me explain what Kathy Park Price, right? So she's from Brooklyn. She's from Park Slope. I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from Crown Heights, and she completely destroyed Brooklyn with the shit she did. Ashland, Bedford Avenue, many things she did, and she's hell bent on trying to destroy Eastern Parkway. But yeah, she's in because she runs. So yeah, at the end of the day, there's a lot of people here for this. But how you guys doing? Yeah, right there. Yeah, I gotta turn this foot on that stir. Don't want to hear no bullshit tonight. I got Joe Addabbo right there, our state senator who serves his district. Hello.
I haven't seen you in so long.
So this is Pat. This is great optics. Wait, what's up, man? Doing well, man. You can play, man. Doing good, man. Here for free. Not much, man. Here about Freedom Drive, man. Like, let's see what this shit is. So on their page, let me just come out and see what this bullshit is about. Not this bull, but see what they trying to do tonight. But Freedom Drive is like a mess. You know what I'm saying? I love it, but they know what they want. You start it there, you can go everywhere else. I'm like, you gotta. Huh?
Carnival?
Yeah.
How was it?
It was great.
It was great. Yeah.
It was great. That was great. It was a great time at Carnival.
Yeah.
It was great. I love it.
I missed it. I was
No. It was good. It was beautiful.
missed on Sunday. I got invited.
That happens, man. Like everybody was busy. Everybody was in Albany, man. So it was like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, I heard that. Were you in Albany? Or?
No, I didn't feel I was busy all week, busy all weekend. Starting that Friday, I was all week busy all week. So yeah. How about you? Did that?
What's that?
Yeah, to work too.
I have to work.
Yeah. So it happens. What can you do? So yeah. Let's see what he's going to say. It's going to be crazy, guys. Go.
I looked good. I saw the photo. It looked good. That was a wild party.
But the Bay Best of it, you know?
Huh?
It was great. It was a lot of people there. Like 100 something people.
Was it really?
Yeah. Can't wait for this thing to start.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I was there Friday night, but another day.
Yeah, what, top with her event?
I know her, so that's why
Yeah.
you want me to come back. I was trying to, I said I couldn't get on. There was a lot of events. Events are good.
Yeah, they are.
I don't know how do they get all that?
No idea.
Must be. I mean, that looked amazing. Those events looked pretty amazing.
Yeah, they were.
When I looked, I was like, whoa, I missed something.
Yeah.
You walked.
Yeah, they were.
You've been busy all week? Or?
Yeah, busy all week. This is like my only off day for now.
Yeah.
Just I die down there. It's like, all right, we'll just come out. I just saw it on JQ's page. So let me just come out and see what it's about. So. So yeah, they a lot of people here. This is great optics, guys. Real great optics. I'm not live, but I'm recording this. I'm not a big fan of like so yes. Hello.
I wasn't sure if you knew who we were. Listen, you use your phone calls for the month.
Can everybody hear me okay? Joan, she's behind here, someone's saying you use the microphone. Hello? Better? Okay. Will please stand and we'll say the pledge? Yep. Okay. So let's get going because we have a busy night tonight. We have extra special guest speaker tonight. So first, First, we're going to have the 102nd Precinct give us a couple of words, and if you have any questions, you can ask them at that point. Thank you. Nick.
How's everyone doing today? All right, so I just want to introduce somebody to you. We have a new executive officer, Captain Ghislaine. I'll let him introduce a few things. One thing I do want to bring up, every year we do the Citizens Police Academy. If anyone's interested, you can see either myself or Officer DeMarco in the back. just let us know. We do one in the spring, one in the fall. As of right now, there's a couple slots still open, so if anyone's interested, please let me know by the end of the night. Basically what that is, it's like a little, it's a class where you learn to see what we do on an everyday basis. They explain everything, they explain the laws, you know, a lot of people are wondering why they never see police, and it opens their eyes for certain things. So you'll see a lot of the stuff that we do. What?
Where is it done?
It's of the police academy. So,
It's also several weeks, right?
it's 6 weeks, it's beginning, Sherry, what's the election?
March 10th.
March then.
Begins March 10th. That's how I remember it. So, yeah, so it begins March 10th. Like I said, if anyone's interested, I can only have a certain amount of slots, so if I don't get to you right now, I'll definitely work for you in the fall and so on. But I'd like to make a list so it makes our lives a lot easier to find people that want to do it. All right, and I'll give the mic over to Captain Lane.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Evan Gillane. I'm the newly promoted captain in the 102nd Precinct. I'm the executive officer, which is the second in command, underneath Captain Maldonado. She's a train today. She couldn't be here, but I'm happy to see. I see a lot of familiar faces. I just want to introduce myself for those of you who don't know me. I'm new to this precinct, but I'm not new to the area. I grew up in the 106 precinct, South Ozone Park. I went to school there. I used to hang out around here and eat around here, so as soon as I come back to an area that I grew up in and I know, I'm happy to serve this area. I know the streets very well. I know, I'm excited to eat in the restaurants again and be all these places. Just briefly, crime-wise, here's the boring stuff. For last year, we ended our year down in almost every major category in crime, which is phenomenal for a precinct, except for grand larceny, auto. A lot of cars are getting stolen. And moving into this year now, we're already a month and a half into this year, and we see the same trend. A lot of cars are getting stolen overnight. When they're parked, the people are locking their cars, they're taking their keys inside, and the cars are ending up in the Bronx, they're ending up in South Brooklyn. Please make sure you keep nothing important in your car. No change, no wallets, no sunglasses, nothing you want to lose. Leave your keys as far away from your vehicle as possible. A lot of these perpetrators have devices that can boost the signal from your key fob. So your keys in your pocket, you touch the door, open it, and start the engine. They have these things that will boost it 20, 30, 40 feet. So keep it in your house as far away from your car as possible. Buy a Faraday box or bag. These are these devices that you put it in, it won't transmit the radio frequency, so they can't use these boosters, and it helps. The most common cars getting stolen are Honda CRVs. They seem to be easy to take. I'm not really sure why. If you have a Honda CRV, maybe invest $20, $30, $40 in the old-fashioned club, or the things that now they have a club that touches the wheel to the floor, and to lose your car in the Bronx, because they don't take care of it when they steal it. They'll drop it somewhere, but it'll be wrecked. Yes?
What about the Toyota?
Toyota Highlanders are getting stolen a lot too.
The wheel.
The wheel, yeah, anything, these criminals, if there's a value in something, they circle till they find it, and they might see you park your car on the same block every day at a certain time, and then when you're not looking, they come take what they want. It's unfortunate, but.
So my neighbor's going to have a safety lock, right? Going to have a safety lock on the
The wheel lock, yes.
But that didn't work.
You can buy those at AutoZone. I could buy the wheel locks for, I have it on my car too. You can just go buy the whole set for any, so it's nice if, it's better than nothing, but it's not a foolproof area. But I just want to move into basically, so besides crime, we also care a lot about traffic concerns. A lot of pedestrians are being struck in our area recently. A lot of people crossing the street, cars are hitting people. I brought Sergeant Zorn with me. She's our Q team sergeant. She's also with a heavy focus on traffic. So we're talking about a new program, because besides people crossing and getting hit by cars, we've had a few bicyclists and motorcyclists hit cars also. So I'm going to pass it over to her. Unless anybody has any questions for me, I'll be happy to answer them quick.
I have a question about
Sure.
that.
Sure, let me pass it over.
So the city had changed the rule, so now we can jaywalk, and now I have to prove that that person jaywalked, as opposed to in the past, once it was there, it was assumed. Go ahead.
I'm sorry to.
No,
interrupt.
go ahead.
I don't want to cut her off just because I did crime previously, and I'll explain that. The reason is that obviously people felt like the police was kind of targeting people, which we weren't. But it's also the fact that now it's not even a violation. So it's just something that unfortunately our hands are tied.
No, I understand that, and the reason why I'm bringing that up, by the way, is we have politicians here. Right, and so they need to hear the other side of it in that case. If more people are getting hit, okay, why? Let's ask the question, why? Are they jaywalking? Well, if you're jaywalking and you get hit, are you targeting anyone? Doesn't really sound like that, so I'm just making the point, I know you're gonna have the time, it's the law that changed, and so, all right, state, I know you can't do it was city, right?
Yeah.
Right, so our city representatives, keep that in mind, sorry, thank you.
Well, just
Okay,
piggybacking
we
off
pass
of
off to
that.
this Sergeant Zorn.
So I'm Zon Alquin, I'm at the 102 for about 3 years now. I'm now the Q team and traffic sergeant. So, bunch of topics I wanna hit on. Just piggybacking off of what you said. So now we're issuing old summonses for anybody who hits a pedestrian in the crosswalk. So automatically, no matter what, if you hit a pedestrian in the crosswalk, you're getting a summons. It would be nice if we do have pedestrians that cross mid-block and they get hit, the driver just doesn't get a summons, in that aspect. But a jaywalking summons would help. This way, don't cross in the middle of the block, here's a summons for you, just like when we're issuing it to the drivers. You have to be careful when you're making your left-hand turns. So here's a summons, learn your lesson, type deal. So yes, I agree, the jaywalking summons should come back. It would help a lot with the traffic aspect. As far as the bicyclist the captain mentioned, so when you're parking your car, say driver's side door is on the street side, when you're opening your door, or if you're a passenger in a car, please, it's called the New York twist. So you're twisting to put your seatbelt on when you get in your car, and then twist again just to make sure that there's no bicyclists. We don't have many bike lanes here, but you know, as you see, Jamaica Avenue, bicyclists fly by. And we took 2 fatalities with just someone opening up their car door and the bicyclist hitting into the door. So I'll leave these flyers, you're more than welcome to grab one. Just some education, just please, passenger in the car, driver of car, just please look over. You know, I don't wanna see any more fatalities, I really, really don't. As far as the Q team aspect, we handle the 311s. 102 has crazy volume with 311s. We try to get to them as fast as we possibly can, but unfortunately, time gets the best of us. We have 911 jobs that we have to respond to, but we do try to take each and every 311 job very seriously. They're blocking your driveway, you can't get out to go to work. The only way to get them out of your driveway is if we issue a summons so you can call a tow so that they can move the vehicle. Parking on sidewalks. I know Sherry, you had a complaint 111 and 101. We kept issuing summonses. I haven't seen it now for
They
a
don't,
while.
after 24 years, they no longer park. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So, I'll also leave my card. You guys can feel free, email me, you can text my job phone. You have any concerns, please bring this to my attention. That's why I'm here. I'm trying to address the quality of life conditions. I have no problem speaking to you. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I work nights, so I'm here at night. So if I don't reach you in the morning, you'll get a response from me by the evening. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, what is your information on that sheet? How do we get in touch with you?
Oh, I have a few business cards. This is just, the flyer for the New York Twist, but I have some business cards I'll leave.
One quick thing, that's also, the New York Twist is on our social media, there's actually a video on it. So if you're not really sure what's going on, follow our social media, we always have crime prevention tips on there, so it's just something to follow.
Here's some of my cards. Oh, on Jamaica?
No, on 86.
On 8-6, okay. Actually, write it down. I'm working closely with DOT. I want to do a survey of the whole 102 precinct, and construction was something that we spoke about in the meeting. I can try to get an answer to you. If you want to give my officer your name and number so that I can reach out to you once I have an answer.
The replacement student.
Right.
And I spoke to
was meeting with DOT a few weeks ago, and construction was one of the things they brought up. And they said unsafe, unsafe environment. So that 100% is an unsafe environment. I will reach out to the DOT commissioner, that is who I had the meeting with. I will reach out to the DOT commissioner, because what they'll do, they'll send an inspector to come, and you said it's in the mornings, right? Okay, 8:30, 9 o'clock. I'll have them do 8:30, 9 o'clock random days of the week, because then they'll issue summonses and they'll check their permits. So if, let's just say they close down 2 lanes and they're not supposed to, they'll get a ticket for that. So please, any construction, any DOT issues, reach out to me as well.
I want to say thank you because I live in Woodhaven. Thank you for having a Woodhaven. I had a Richmond Hill meeting. My son takes the yellow bus to Lee Armstrong, and it has a really tight turn on 94th to 89th Avenue. Cars park that bus. Nerves of steel, those bus drivers who try to make those turns, and I saw him over by Mears too, trying to make those turns. I don't know how those corners can be more guarded so people can turn. I mean, that's for everybody turning. But there was a time that was happening all the time. Our neighbors, we asked. Somebody from the precinct was coming by, please come here regularly at 7 o'clock in the morning during the school week. They were, so thank you. This person stopped. But then the holiday break happened and he's right back at it. So please, again, 94th Street and 89th Avenue, 7 o'clock, that's when the school bus tries to make that turnaround.
Okay, I can also request from DOT the no standing. Right. Right, so they'll probably give.
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, I can't even imagine how the fire truck, the fire trucks come down our block too. They go left, but. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yes, I'll put these details in. Anything I request for the 102, you can actually look up on the DOT website. If you go to the DOT website, you go to maps and you put in the address and you'll see all the intels, not only that I put in, but everybody from the community will put in. And it will say if it was resolved, denied, that you can check up on those claims. So I'll put that in tonight. Thank you, appreciate it.
What about the illegal, like speed bikes, e-bikes, mopeds, things like that? They're on the sidewalks, and I would think that they cause a good percent of the accidents that are happening.
Yes, so the mopeds and e-bikes, a little tricky. So the mopeds have, they run gas. They have a muffler, they have a gas tank. Those, we can confiscate if they're unregistered, if there's no plate. There's certain violations that we could observe that we can stop the motorist, just like we would do a regular traffic stop. If they're unlicensed, we could take the bikes, we could take the moped. The ones parked on the sidewalk, I've been requesting for a little while from the borough, we would do an overnight operation where the district attorney's office would come out. We would get a barrier truck, we would have clippers, we would have saws, and we would cut these locks and take these motorcycles. Hasn't happened since, I guess since probably November, since winter hit. Everything kind of slowed down, but I'm requesting more of those. So unfortunately, I'm sorry if you hear us in the middle of the night drilling and cutting locks, but I would like to start doing more operations with those. And also even during the day, stopping those mopeds, seeing if they're licensed, seeing if they're registered. Hopefully once the warmer weather comes, we'll do more of those ops. As far as the e-bikes are very tricky. They don't have to be registered. And they have to go over like 20 miles an hour for us to make the stop. However, there's a lot of factors. DMV, so like I can shoot a speed. If my traffic guys shoot a speed, you see that with the LiDAR, you know, when you're driving by, we can't shoot that on a bicycle. There is no summons for it. So that is something the DMV would have to work towards. So unfortunately, e-bikes, there's not much we can do. We are doing more visits to the e-bike shops. I know there's one on, Jamaica, there's one on Metro. We're trying to go to these places, look at the VIN numbers, make sure that these are all up to code so they don't go over a certain amount. But unfortunately, that's all we can do right now, is just the education part.
So, a few years ago, I did a little, an education, me and Mr. Edelman, when he was here, we went into Woodhaven. We went to one of the restaurants over there, and we had a lot of the business owners, show up, and we basically told them what they can and what they can't use. A lot of these businesses, you know, they all play the game, oh, I didn't know. But for a while, it did limit the amount that we had over in Woodhaven. With the spring coming up, we know there's gonna be a lot more of them out there. We're actually gonna do more education, from community affairs side with crime prevention. Where we're gonna go to, we're gonna try to get a couple of meetings, maybe we do during a Richmond Hill, block meeting, get a few of the owners here before a meeting, and we sit down with them, hey, listen, this is what the legal things are that we could do. We're gonna do that, because a lot of people in Richmond Hill, they don't wanna go to Woodhaven. A lot of people in Woodhaven don't wanna come over to Richmond Hill, Kew Gardens, you know, forget it. But we're gonna try to hit every single, community here to try to help out, you know, maybe educate some of these people, and, hey, listen, this is legal, this is not legal. That's all.
I just wish they'd be off the sidewalks.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to the sidewalk stuff, that's all her.
Like I said, I'm requesting from the borough to get us the clippers and the saws, but unfortunately, on the precinct level, we don't have that. And like I said, the district attorney's office comes with us, and they do the cutting, it's all legal, everything else, we're not just stealing people's bikes.
Regarding the pedestrians getting hit, do you have stats on who's hitting them, whether it is e-bikes or mopeds more than vehicles? And where they're getting hit, whether it is in the crosswalks,
Mostly
Well, yeah,
right now.
it's,
Mostly for this year, it's mostly Addabbo 21.
the 21 we have, I believe only 4 were mid-block.
Okay, so it's majority in the crosswalk by cars.
By cars, making left turns.
Usually a left turn, not a right turn.
Right.
Left turn, one thing.
Right.
Because it's just the way I'm actually teaching my kids how to drive now, so I was
Yeah.
like, teach them how to drive. These things we put into practice, I can discuss with them. And like, when you make the right turn, so technically you can't turn to a crosswalk when a pedestrian is anywhere in the crosswalk. Even if it's a 6-lane road and they're way behind you, you have to wait till they get all the way up to the sidewalk. People try to cut in front, but as you're trying to cut in front and the person's still walking, people usually just misjudge the speed, and the person doesn't stop.
I got hit by a car riding my bike, by a car making a left.
It's usually left.
I know that.
So if you're crossing the street, just if you're actually walking, and cars can make, I look over my right shoulder when I cross the street.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, yeah.
That's the majority of it.
Okay.
Well, it's the same thing too, so, do you know if the motorist was issued a summons? Cause even if you're a bicyclist, if you're like in the crosswalk,
Yeah, this was years ago. And
Oh, okay.
yeah.
cause we do the same thing.
Yeah.
We issue a summons, if you hit a bicycle and they're in the crosswalk, they get a summons.
Okay, last question.
That was it.
Okay.
Thank you very much. All right, I guess.
Now we're,
Okay, I appreciate that.
we're gonna have our guest speaker. Senator, the great Senator,
Oh, yeah. I don't think I'm productive. Thank you. I wanna thank my opening act, all joking aside, the 102, thank you. They do a phenomenal, really do a phenomenal job. I need a microphone. Very much. But I really do want to thank the 102. They do great work with what they have. A lot of times don't mind the pun, handcuffs, right? They're a little, you know, by working with us in the community, by working with the elected officials, residents, we can get things done. And I want to thank the 102 guys. I find them very responsive. I do. So thank you, 102. Hello, everybody. All right, so if you're ever on Jeopardy, and they ask this question, what did Joe Addabbo do before it would be?
In the 90s, for 10 years, I was a civic president in Ozone Park, Ozone 2 Civic. And I saw the value then of when the civic gets together and people get together and they work with the precinct, they work with the elected officials. So I really appreciate being here. I do. Thank you very much for inviting me, because I think this is what makes a community great. And it's such a beautiful night outside. You know, we have a great crowd. And unfortunately, we saw a dip in attendance after the pandemic. So it is great to see everyone here. So I want to say thank you to the residents as well, and thank you for allowing me to be here. Now, while I was president, my very, very first meeting, I thought I would be all, you know, smart and show how intelligent I was. And I started to talk to the residents on my very first meeting about what the president was doing, what the mayor was doing, what the governor was doing, and I get this blank look amongst my residents. And it was my vice president who leaned over to me and goes, "Stop, you want to hear what's going on in the neighborhood." He was right. And I said to the people, you know what, I'm gonna end the meeting now, let's have coffee, and I promise you I'll be better on meeting number 2. And that's the truth. When you're at a civic meeting, it's all about local. So I'm going to start talking about local issues first, and any questions, of course, let me know. Then I'll segue into what's going on up in Albany. But locally, it's what we feed back, what we hear in the community. So for our friends at Babbage and Bessemer, thank you, because that was a blight for years and nobody paid attention to. And over the past year and a half or so, we've been paying attention to Babbage and Bessemer, whether it be cleaning it up, making it safe. Again, the 102 has done a great job with us in making sure that it's safe. The residents have been speaking out, keeping us on our toes over there. Schmear, we have a patrol that goes over there once in a while. They do, trust me, they do. We ask them to take pictures when they're there. But, you know, it's about an effort. It's about a constant effort. And Babbage and Bessemer is only a small sample. But if you have something in the neighborhood, a blight in the neighborhood, just being neglected, let us know. Because that's really what fuels us. And again, Babbage and Bessemer just being an example. We do have 2 cameras coming. This is state money, 2 security cameras. Again, thank you to 102 for guiding us there. Those cameras will be installed. We are expecting that by the end of this year. So sometime in 2026, we have 2 cameras there. And we're not done. Yeah, sure. We're not done though. That trestle needs some work. That trestle needs some work. And I think we got a price tag of $20 million to redo that trestle, the lead paint, the structure. So if anybody has a spare change hanging around, it's only $20 million. Come on now. I assure you, if I hit Power Omega, yeah, you will finish your Babbage and Bessemer. But again, that's one local issue that we are working on. We're also working on the homeless situation. We have a homeless situation on Jenifer Avenue, serious encampment by the fire department. I am glad the mayor did a 180 and is now getting rid of the encampments, or at least addressing them. It's cold out there. You know, 13 people passed away.
20.
You know, the bottom line is we need to obviously get them the help they need. Now, right in our neighborhood is an organization called Outreach. Many of you may not know about it. It's right on Myrtle, right off of Jenifer Avenue, right? Outreach. Great services there. They basically do all social services. They help the homeless, they help people with mental health, and help people who have other tendencies. Outreach. If you know someone who is in need of help and you don't know where to turn, you can always call our office. We'll try and find you a program that helps. But Outreach is one of our local neighbors. Now, Outreach got together with us and the 102 precinct and Jamaica Hospital, because we found out that the 102 takes the homeless individual who may need help, and then they bring them to the hospital for evaluation, and then like in an hour, they're back, you know, and that's not helping that individual who may need help, that's not helping our community. So the idea is we identified that the hospital, in this case Jamaica Hospital, just following procedural rules, there seems to be a lack of or break in communication, that's all. So we got the Jamaica Hospital together with the 102, right? And Outreach, and now we're working on a different procedure. It may not happen overnight, but I think the work in progress will help us in the community address the homeless situation and getting the people there who are homeless the help that they need. So we're really appreciative of the 102 again, Jamaica Hospital, and Outreach. Again, I think Outreach is going to be speaking at CB9.
On March 4th.
There you go. And eventually after CB9, we'd like them to maybe even come here. I think the programs that are out there to help others are only as good as people who know they exist. If you don't know, how many people heard of Outreach in the community? Okay, fair enough, but it's in our backyard, and they do really good work. They have a site here and a site in Richmond. The one here is in my district, so we're working with them. We'll maybe find them some funding in the state budget. These are individuals and an entity that provide services for those in need. So I really appreciate their efforts as well. So we're gonna be working on that. The 102 is also instrumental because right across the street, we had an illegal pot shop. And I got, we would hear at meetings in the past and the illegal pot shop was open and how do we address the illegal pot shop? We were inundated with illegal pot shops. The police, NYPD, working with our sheriff's office and with the Queens DA, we got an opportunity to address the illegal pot shops. And now that they're gone, we have another issue, and that's the legal dispensaries. It's legal, it is. I happened to vote no on the bill initially. I just thought we weren't ready for it, and I thought it was poorly written. But now we have the dispensaries. We had a certain number of licenses to be issued, which seems to have grown exponentially. So now we have a lot of dispensaries out there. That's fine to an extent, but now we find that where they're being located, in terms of distance from a school or from a house of worship, was questionable. OCM, the Office of Cannabis Management, they figured out one distance, then they took that back, they figured out another distance, and then they took that back, and then they looked to the legislature to clear it all up, as per court order. So here's where I segue into Albany. So now, just this past week, we had a vote. We had a vote on a bill that would, I guess, put legislatively mandate the distance a dispensary would be from a school and from a house of worship. And what this legislation said was 500 feet. 500 feet from a school, measured by the main entrance. Ladies and gentlemen, we have schools that have many entrances, okay? 500 feet from the main entrance could probably mean a dispensary opening up right across the street from the school. It should have been measured from the property line, 500 feet. And it really should be more. I got a feeling that when the advocates for cannabis in New York said, hey, we want to protect children, and we're going to keep it away from children, and they just checked the box by saying 500 feet. If you really want to protect children from having access to cannabis or being involved in that kind of, it's more than 500 feet. 500 feet, that'll do it. And for that reason, I voted no on that bill. You're not serious. And 200 feet, a whopping 200 feet from the house of worship. So, you get high on the, holy water? So, if you're serious about people and minors and getting into that area of cannabis, the bottom line is, you're not serious. At 200 feet, at 500 feet, you're not serious. So, we still have a lot of work to do. That's all I'm saying. I know we're not blessed with a lot of land around here, a lot of places where cannabis can go and be away from residents and schools. It's tough, especially in the city in Queens, it's tough. Maybe not as, a problem in Utica or in upstate New York, we got a lot of land. I know it's tough, but let's look at the, think of the ramifications. We have not even addressed the issue of the prolonged use or the, again, a lot of use of cannabis. I love, and I'm working on a piece of legislation that just says, hey, we do warnings on cigarettes, we do warning on alcohol. Let's do a warning on cannabis that, again, excessive use, right? Excessive use can be dangerous. That's all. So as I segue into what we're doing up in Albany, this year 2 of my bills became law. I'm going to mention 2. One says that if you're a 100% disabled veteran, you do not have to pay property taxes. Right now. Thank you. I don't think veterans should pay property taxes, period. How many veterans in the room raise your hand? Thank you. Every day is Veterans Day, so thank you. Disabled veterans, we had a little issue with the bill as we were negotiating with the governor, so we want to expand the pool of what is defined as 100% disabled veterans, so we're working on that. The second bill says that your first screening for lung cancer is covered by insurance, but every subsequent screening for lung cancer was not covered. Out of pocket, $300. Ridiculous. It's those subsequent screenings that are so important to see if the treatment is working. My bill that became law, and I thank the governor for signing it, says that every treatment after the initial treatment is now covered by insurance. If you have one. Thank you again. The reason I bring these up is I'm not going to take credit for thinking of these bills. These were constituent driven, and these were advocate driven. So, if that's how government should work, don't ever feel that your voice does not matter. At least, to me, it matters. So if you have an issue that you think we can address legislatively, like e-bikes shouldn't be on sidewalks, think of that one already. Or any other thing like that, that can address a local issue, let me know. Because we can probably draft a piece of legislation to try to address it. Now, legislatively is not the way to deal with it because it takes time. It has to get through the committees, it has to get to the floor, it has to pass both out, and then the government has until the end of the year to sign it. So it's not the most quickest way to address an issue, but it is a way to address an issue. So if you have an idea, and that's why I mentioned those two bills, if you have an idea, let me know. Right now in Albany, we are doing the budget. So we started our budget work. It's a currently $260 billion budget, right? So if anybody has that in the bank, just, we'll take it. It's a lot of moving parts. So as we get information, we can give it to our residents to let you know how it's going. If you see anything about our budget and you have questions, it's your tax dollars. It's my job, my responsibility, and my team's to explain it to you. So if you have any questions about the budget, let me know. We do our budget and then we hand a certain amount of money to the city. They do their budget by July 1st. We do ours April 1st, thereabouts. And then the city does theirs on July 1st. So again, we have that to deal with, and that's what we're currently dealing with. I hope to do by July 1st. We do have an opportunity to put some local funding, so again about local community, we do have an opportunity to do some local funding in the state budget. Last year, we did the Richmond Hill Library, we did Richmond Hill High School, we did the 102 auxiliaries, and the precinct. We did River Fund, and people know about River Fund, they do phenomenal work, and we did outreach. So there is an opportunity at times to do localized funding from the state budget into the community. As we get the opportunity, of course, I can let you know, and if anybody has any suggestions, I'm a leader. Who do you got? Right here. Oh, we did do one stop. We did. Two.
One stop, forget one stop. Okay? The Richmond Hill block is.
Oh, okay.
One stop is renting.
Sorry, where I was for a second. So the Richmond Hill Block Association
We
is.
don't own the building.
Okay, we should talk. We can. For improvements on the building?
I'm sorry?
For improvements on the building?
Yes,
Okay, we can talk about that.
things falling apart.
We can. Don't be scared, it's not falling, Sherry,
No,
you're not
no,
hooked up,
I'm saying-
Sherry, don't look up, it's not gonna fall, Sherry. Yeah, it's fine.
Not over now, I want to.
I'll take them serious. So that's what, again, we're doing right now, simultaneously with, of course, our legislative work that we're doing. The one thing that you're gonna see, and I'll end with this and before I get to any questions, one thing that we're going to address, and it came up a little bit just now, is insurance premiums, more specifically car insurance premiums. Sometimes what drives up car insurance premiums for everyone is fraudulent claims. People who orchestrate an accident and use fraud to get a premium, put money in their pocket, and it's illegal. But working with the insurance companies, we can try to figure out how to address this issue in the budget, or legislatively, preferably in the budget, and start to drive down the cost of car premiums at least. Insurance premiums are across the board, health, car, life insurance, they're increasing, it's getting out of hand. The governor decided to address the car insurance premiums, and I agree with her. So you may see a lot of that talk going on up in Albany, and maybe in the final budget we can address car insurance premiums by addressing the fraudulent claims. So we may talk about that. I'd love to hear questions, and if I can be very helpful with anything.
Question, Joe?
Sure, sorry. Very good.
You got a pot shop opening up 2 doors down from
A
here?
legal one? Legal. We can check it out.
Two doors down.
Okay, on the same side of Jamaica?
Yes.
Okay. We'll check that out. Yes.
What is your plan to make it so that people can still pay property tax in the city? With all this talk about property tax.
Let me explain this. I've seen this picture before. So in 2002, I'll take it back, 2002, when I got into the city council, right? We were hit with, unfortunately, 9/11. 9/11 was primary. And 9/11 gave us a gaping hole in our city budget, one of the worst ever, $6 billion budget deficit then. We went up to Albany to ask for help, got no help from Albany. Washington, no help. So the only thing we were allowed to do is raise property taxes. So here I am, brand new city council member, what am I doing? Raising property taxes. Back. Mayor Bloomberg at the time did something brilliant. He put out the doomsday budget. The doomsday budget was a document that I carried around 24/7. I think I slept with it. Because I used it because he put it in print. What's going to happen if we don't raise property taxes? And here's what it was. And it's the truth. If you don't find revenue elsewhere, this is the bottom line. So he wanted to close firehouses, which he ultimately did anyway. Firehouses, police. He was going to close sanitation garages. We were going to get dogs picked up once a week. All this doomsday stuff, right? If we don't find revenue. And I asked my constituents then, do you like this? Do you want this? And they go, oh, no, not at all. Then I need to raise property taxes for 3 years, single digits. And I don't remember the number. I think it was like 6%. I know Mondami wants 10%, but that's his proposal right now in February. It can change a lot from February to July 1st when his budget has to get done. A lot of time. So I've seen this picture before. And then he turns around and he says, and I'm going to blame the governor, I'm going to blame the state. People know who raised taxes. It's the city council and the mayor. Right? So you're not going to blame anyone but yourself. Trust me, because we tried it back in 2002. If we didn't get any help from the state, blame the state. No, council member, you raised our taxes. I got it. So I've seen this picture before. But it's February. Do not stress out now. Maybe later. But don't stress out now. It's too early. His number could change. You know, when he came up to Albany, miraculously, he found $5 billion in savings in his budget. And his number dropped from $12 billion deficit to $7 billion deficit, just like that overnight. Imagine. You know he was a magician. So a lot can happen from now until July 1st. What should happen is you look in the mirror first. We do it in the state too. When you have a budget deficit, you look in the mirror and you start to cut. You cut waste. I'll tell you now, in a $260 billion state budget, there's waste. And it's our job to figure out what agencies are wasting money and start to cut. He should do the same. It's a smaller budget, but he'll find waste. But then the next cut does close a firehouse, or the next cut does affect sanitation, whatever it is. That's when you stop, and now you look for revenue. And unfortunately, the city, without the state help, or without help from the federal government, the city doesn't have a lot of options. Raising property taxes is one of them. But you don't have to do 10%, in my opinion, at this point. You don't have to do 10%, and you don't have to do it forever. We did single digit, 6%, I'm thinking that was the number, and we did it for 3 years. And it sunsetted, and then the property taxes went back to where they were when we raised them. So this is a proposal, it's only February. As we go along, we can have this kind of discussion, and you should definitely speak to your city council member, but it's early. So don't freak out, don't stress out, not just yet, maybe wait. But let's see where it goes. We, on the state budget, we still have to do our budget, and we do have money to give the city. Right now, the governor said, I think, 1.5 billion, she wants to help the city out, that number could go to 2 billion. Let's see where we go. So, I hear you, I'm very concerned about property taxes, because property taxes will hurt the tenants, they'll hurt property owners, it's gonna hurt the city, in my opinion. So let's see where it goes.
Yeah, I want to know, like, what's your stance about Freedom Drive? Because this past weekend, I think 2 weeks ago, we had some people that don't even live in the borough running around this district and intimidating the community to say that we got to get the cars out of Freedom Drive.
Yeah.
So what's your take about that?
So I have my concerns about opening it up. I do. But we had our moment to voice our opinion at the CB9 meeting.
Oh, excuse me. Yes. I told you, Mark, this was settled.
But you saw I couldn't speak, but I could ask a question. It's a difference.
It's okay. And everybody has an opinion about it, I'm sure. Safety first. Safety first. So I was very concerned at the CB9 meeting because the principal of PS 66 spoke out. I very rarely see a principal speak out for her students at a public meeting, and I thought that would really weigh heavily. The board voted to open it up part-time. There was some discussion and negotiation with the Parks Department. Right. It is what it is, right? For those who protested, I appreciate them speaking out. I love when residents speak out. Was it too little too late because the horse left the stable, right? We have to see. It's not written in stone. Freedom Drive may not be open forever and ever and ever. You know, we'll see. I don't like to react to situations, but if we have to react to, unfortunately, an accident or a number of accidents or fatality, God forbid, we'll do that. But like I said, I do think there was another kind of negotiation. I would have voted, personally, you want it open? I would open it up in the summertime possibly when the school's closed. This way we don't have an interaction of cars and students at the same time, or the need for an additional crossing guard. My opinion, I am concerned about safety, I am. So we are going to obviously look at Freedom Drive, we'll hear from both sides and we'll figure it out. But unfortunately, I think the horse left the stable once the community board voted on it. The opportunity to oppose the opening was that night. And again, I don't know if we had a lot in opposition at that time.
And I spoke to you about that.
You said I could have gone on stage. There's a difference of me going on. It's a difference of me going up on the podium.
Voted on it and was settled.
Yeah.
Now you're bringing it up.
I'm just asking.
So we'll see.
And just so you know, if the majority of people at that rally a couple weeks ago were from this neighborhood. I was there. I organized it, so you're misconstruing the whole thing.
And I was
mostly people from this neighborhood.
Yeah,
But the person leading is from
It's
Brooklyn.
settled. I don't want to talk about it, but I just want to correct you.
And you know, and I appreciate that, thanks for organizing it. But the idea is let's continue the conversation because to me, it's not written, anything really is never written in stone, so let's see where it goes. Yes?
Okay, so a lot of the people that are having encampments are right near 102nd Precinct and across from the, what's the name?
Firehouse, the firehouse one?
No, the outreach.
Outreach, yeah.
Right across from there, there's a church, it used to be the Triangle Half Brow.
Yes.
The church, and they do camp there every single, I don't know how they are, I haven't been lately in the snow there. I didn't see them last Sunday, but they're usually there. And I call 311 constantly about that.
You can, and you should.
They do come out, there's a car that comes. I don't think it's from Outreach, I think it's another.
Breaking Ground?
Yeah, Breaking Ground.
Breaking Ground, Land
They're
Avenue.
early, but, if the people don't wanna go, then no. But I do see them right across the street from the 102nd Precinct.
Yeah. I just want individuals to get the help they need. We can't force them, I understand that, but I want them to get the help they need. And it gets to be unsafe even in cold weather. But again, blocking sidewalks, all due respect to the individuals, blocking sidewalks, DOT, I understand. And that's why I want to be ahead of the curve if we could.
Okay, and one more thing, there was a rumor going around, I don't even know if it's your responsibility now, about free spay and neuter, that the city was gonna provide.
Yeah, I don't do free spray and neutering. You don't want me anywhere near a knife. I said that I do prostate exams. I don't do the prostate exams. I don't do the mammograms. I don't do the mammograms. We hire people. Let's be clear.
Lung cancer exams.
I don't do I don't do the screening. I hear you. No, but if you think there's a need for localized, there's a need. We can probably work with some animal rights groups to do it right.
They really need funding from the city. They
Okay.
really do. And the other thing is, they was talking about no more blue traps.
Is that? Yeah.
We get rid of the blue traps, please.
That's the city council, we're gonna vote on that.
Please, and one
Make your
more,
voice
I'll
heard.
shut my
Because
mouth.
all of a sudden I heard from exterminators. I didn't even know, but I heard from exterminators. How dare they?
They should love it.
Speak up.
Those people might run around.
They-
But one more thing.
Yes, sir.
I spoke to you about this for years and years and years. Could we have every bottle or plastic drinking product, something, 5 cents or 3 cents or whatever? Everything, even if it's, Yoo-hoo.
You're definitely being heard, across the state, because the bigger, better bottle bill, is constantly rattling up in Albany. And it would do exactly that. So for those bottles of water, you would have 5 cents. It just stalls at some point. And so we'll talk about it again up in Albany. It is a state issue, and we'll see. The other side of the coin is to basically, the bottle bill was done when we weren't recycling as much, and now we are recycling as much. So there are people up in Albany saying, do we really need the bigger, better bottle bill?
We do.
Say that.
They're closing it out the window, they don't care.
So you're being heard. Let's see where it goes.
That's
Thank you.
We'll go to the back and then in the front. So, John, go ahead.
On a positive note, can you explain more about what's with the Richmond Hill Library that you said was positive?
I'll get you, it was, hold on, it was $300,000 for renovations, I believe. $300,000 for renovation.
Are we ever getting them?
Excuse me?
Are we ever getting those renovations that keep fighting?
In your lifetime, yes. Just stay healthy. Yeah, it is. It takes about a year from the moment we allocate in the state budget. It takes about a year. We work very closely with Queens Public Library. It takes about a year though.
But this has been about a 10-year.
No, this is actually 2025 money. This is our money from 2025.
Right, but the city has, there's an outstanding thing for
I don't know.
10 years
I'll
or
say.
something that comes up all the time at the community board.
Yeah. So, yeah, it takes about a year for the state money.
It's over 9 years, there's $18 million.
Really?
Plus the 300,000, and
Okay.
it's going into bid before they guarantee that. I spoke to Dennis Walcott and stuff.
Yeah.
And by next summer, they're definitely gonna break ground. I think the pandemic, everybody was more interested in being alive, so things like construction kind of like, that.
There you go. Yes, sir.
I have a question about the DMV. There's something I saw, I should, maybe should not have brought it up. The New York State, right?
Yep.
I was at a car dealership.
All those changes?
All right, so.
Don't make a U-turn.
I'm.
So unless you're on site.
I hear that.
So, yeah, so the DMV, basically, for those of you who don't know, as of February, they went nuts with all new violations for headlights that are out, violations for making U-turns. They basically upped the ante on any of these smaller, right? This was an administrative change, so to be very clear, we didn't vote on it, but it was an administrative change. But they'll tell you it's to make the roadway safer. To me, there's always an aspect of funding that comes out of it, increased fines and everything else. But yeah, DMV did this, so just beware as you drive, please.
Is it closed? Because there was something I saw that it was closed for 5 days, people were losing jobs. I don't know, this is something, I heard, I was at a dealership today,
Did not hear anybody losing jobs. If you hear anything, let me know, we can check it out. That's another thing, and on that note, if you hear rumors out there in the community, on the state level, to an extent on the state level, I don't like rumors. Rumors make people scared, rumors make wreck. Rumors about raising property taxes. Call us. Let our office check it out, because rumors, you don't want it to spread out into the community. That's why we appreciate like the 102 letting us know when we see a helicopter outside, there's a man with a gun. No, there's no man with a gun. So if you hear a rumor in the community, if you want us to check it out, let my office know, because we will check it out. We like to go on fact. So I didn't hear about the DMV rules and people losing jobs. I did not.
Somebody just told me the dealership, I was just at the dealership.
I'll check it out.
They said something to me about,
Yeah.
there was something with the rules of the license, you couldn't get the license. I don't know, there's something that, it was at the Kia dealership.
I will check that out,
Yeah, I
because
just wanted
I don't
to-
like that rumor. Also, just on that note too, my office, which is right down the road on Jamaica Avenue, love being on Jamaica Avenue, you hear a lot. You do hear a lot. After the train, you hear a lot. But the office on Jamaica Avenue has a 24-hour live operator. So 73841, 7381111, 73841's not a cab service. Not a cab service, it's a real office. Not 41. It's a 24-hour live operator. Why do I do that? And I've done this for over 20 years. Why? Problems happen in our community that are not just Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. You have blackouts and brownouts and water main breaks and everything else on a Sunday at 3 in the morning, or on a Saturday at 2 in the morning, or on 2 in the afternoon. If you call the number, my office number, you'll get a live operator at 24/7, anytime. Wake her up. Most of the time they mention my name correctly. Sometimes it sounds like adobo, like the seasoning. Most of the time they get it right. But if it's a serious problem, not your cat is missing, or you can't find your car keys, had a great weekend, can't find my house keys, not that. But if it's a serious issue, I get called, or my chief of staff, Ray, and I want to thank Ray for all the work he's doing. And blessed with a great team. That operator, once you get past my name, will call either me or Ray, and we can start working on your problem. So I always tell you this: you can call 311, and you should call 311. but then call my office, and let's see who responds first. So, just keep that in mind. When you have an issue, again, a rumor, and it's 3 in the morning and you can't sleep, but you got an idea, call the office and let us figure it out. Bill, what do you got?
I have nothing but praise.
No, okay. I blush easy, so.
For you and Ray,
Yeah,
I'm part of a group of people. How many of you are friends with Babbage and Betsy?
Yeah, thank you.
There you go.
Great work.
And,
Thank you.
and Ray takes the time every couple of weeks to meet with us, and we got so much done. We got the no trespassing signs, the street signs, the cameras that you mentioned.
And we're not done yet.
And it's just amazing. So.
When I inherited that part of Richmond Hill again, when the lines changed, right, it's 2022. First thing I did was they called to the Addabbo investment. We did a walkthrough. And it was an eye opener. Because that's what happens when an area just gets forgotten and people don't pay attention, right? The electeds don't pay attention. And I took it upon, like, I want to do, this is a project, I want to do something. So I appreciate the residents bringing it to my attention. And this goes for anyone. I'll do a site visit. Bottom line is, we'll go see it, we'll evaluate it, and we'll see what can be done. But it takes the residents just to work with the elected officials. So I appreciate Friends of Addabbo Customer and obviously that group. Thank you.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to say, and Raimundo, thank you. Along Bessemer Street, right before Hillside, the RKO had a broken window, and it was like, for a long time, the pigeons were in there. That's a landmark building. That's not landmark, but, so every time I would tell him, he would get the owner to fix it eventually, so.
Yeah.
But it's like a nonstop thing,
It is, and that's how you have to treat it. Like many issues in our community, you just gotta keep on it. Persistence really does pay off. You just gotta keep on it, So whether it be about the investment, the mural project, Jenifer's, it's about persistence and just working with everyone. So I really do appreciate everybody working together, I really do. Yes, ma'am?
Quality of life issue. Your office is on Hoover Avenue. You have to see the signs posted on every post for rentals, for cars for cash. It's illegal to post.
Yes, it is.
So what can you do about it?
Take them down.
Other than take them down.
Yeah.
Well, I do that every opportunity.
I'm sure. And I'm sure the NYPD will tell the same. When you call them to say, hey, you did something illegally, the numbers change. They change that quick. So it's taking the signs down, but when we try to enforce, they're very savvy.
Right.
And they just change their name. It's basically like a sham. But it is about taking the signs down. So when the weather gets a little nicer,
Can we do that?
yeah, you can. You can. And if you want one of us to do it, you can just give us a call. When it gets a little warmer out, Ray and I, and I'm gonna say really, Ray, we go up and down Jamaica Avenue. And we check food vendors. We had someone selling quite rancid food, not healthy. It was kind of spoiled. We have food vendors selling, a $1 banana in front of a grocery store that can't sell it for $1, has to pay rent, has to pay utilities, has to pay employees. It's not fair. All I ask is that these vendors along Jamaica Avenue play by the rules. We'll help you get a permit. We will. I want someone to make a living. But look at the rules if you're not going to play by them, and it's anarchy. So we want people to play by the rules, and we'll help you. But we'll go up and down Jamaica Avenue, because I have always said Jamaica Avenue is never going to become Roosevelt Avenue under my watch. The proliferation of prostitutes, or that's on Roosevelt, not Jamaica. Roosevelt Avenue. Prostitution, don't get you also. Prostitution, illegal vendors, human trafficking. It can't happen in our neighborhood. And it won't as long as we stay slightly ahead of the curve and we just tell people what the rules are and play by the rules. So when the weather gets a little nicer out, we once again go up and down Jamaica Avenue. We'll talk to business owners, we'll talk to the Department of Sanitation, making sure, and Department of Consumer Affairs, to stop putting violations on our business owners. Give them a warning. It's hard enough being a business in New York City, okay? Let's give them a warning. Rules are rules, I get it, but let's not constantly hit our small businesses with violations. And let's talk to the vendors along Jamaica Avenue, making sure that they've done, right. Selling lobster out of the back of a trunk is probably not healthy. Just saying, without refrigeration, probably not healthy. Yes.
So regarding making
Yes.
avenues and, trash and stuff, is it possible to talk to the Department of Sanitation about maybe increased garbage pickups? Because trash does pile up.
We can, yeah.
And also, my second point is there a law about businesses cleaning their sidewalks?
Sure.
Specifically with regard to pigeon feces?
No, that's a major issue.
And what can we do about
Oh,
it?
that's a
Because
major
that's
issue.
like
Well,
unsightly.
so we're going to talk to MTA about how to address, they just did all this great work.
Yep.
That just annoyed the hell out of me for 2 summers. We were also parking and everything else, but now that they're done, I'm gonna talk to MTA about what we could do humanely for all you pigeon lovers out there. Humanely, right? What we could do for the pigeons to keep them away from the sidewalk, preferably even the roadway, but it's getting out of hand. Right from that's why I love being on Jamaica Avenue. I get to see this right from my office. So we're gonna see what we can do about the pigeons, humanely, right? That's working with the MTA. Working with Garage 9 as far as additional pickups. If you have an intersection or a corner that is inundated with garbage, let me know. Just give me a location. Just give me a location. No, don't do it tonight. Just give me a location, and we'll work with Garage 9 about additional. Also, we have a nonprofit paid and funded by the Woodhaven Bid that goes up and down Jamaica Avenue cleaning it up. We will talk to them about certain key areas too. So there is ways of addressing both the pigeon issue and the trash issue.
And then the Woodhaven bid doesn't extend down here, right?
That's why we would have to talk to Garage 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's
I'm sorry, sanitation Garage 9.
Okay, got it.
Prominent sanitation, sorry. Yeah. Yes.
So, just piggybacking on that, I used to have a garbage pail in front of our office, and we were responsible for emptying it, tying the bags, they gave us the bags. So they eliminated the bags, and they said, if they give them to us now, we are now responsible for any tickets. So.
Yeah, it's kind of double-edged sword, isn't it?
So you can't ask for a community to help with the sanitation and then ticket the business owner for that. And.
Sanitation told you that?
Yes.
Let's talk about this, either tonight or soon.
Yes.
Because there's a way around it.
And then a huge part of the MTA crashed down where the homeless guy is today. And crashed all over the floor when I was coming back from the library.
Where? Oh, Forest Park? Forest Park?
Hillside, where he has his bed. The big piece of the cement came down.
Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't get hit.
That's on the trestle.
Yeah.
That trestle is a thorn in my side. We really got it. Somebody said lead paint, possibly. It's in very bad condition. We got a price tag, like I said, of $20 million. A lot of times they give us this crazy amount. When you boil it down to what really needs to be done, that $20 million goes down to 10. I'm not saying that's gonna happen here, but we're gonna look into it. I wanna do something along that. Yeah, exactly. But that has to be, it really does have to be fixed in some way, repaired. Thank you. We'll talk about the whole garbage situation.
Another thing that is plaguing our neighborhood is illegal conversions. Take one family house and they make it into, rooming house and, sellers that they convert to apartments.
Yeah.
It seems like every time there's a flood, or there's a fire, someone gets killed in the cellar.
So when the city, to an extent even the state, when they consider, legalizing some of these basement apartments, and I get a little nervous because unless you're gonna inspect each and every house, make sure there's egress and obviously ways in and out, it becomes a safety issue. Our wood frame homes in Woodhaven will go up in seconds, and doesn't give a lot of time for people to get out of a basement apartment or even an attic. So we have to be very considerate of that. And Elmhurst, same, and there's a little thing called a cockloft, which is an air shaft. Fire spreads from house to house real quick. Just spread really quick. And we've been fortunate, really have, without fatalities, but why do we have to wait for one? So illegal conversions are an issue. They've been an issue for many years, especially in Richmond Hill. And we have to be very careful as we progress forward with, whether it be a city of yes or whether any other movement to legalize these apartments, because safety really, I know we have a housing issue, I understand it totally, but safety has to come first. God forbid a baby, an infant, you have to be really considerate of safety first. So unless the Department of Buildings is gonna have enough inspectors to inspect each and every house that wants to apply to do legal conversions, unless we get to that point, we have to be very careful with the illegal conversions. Now, if you know of someone, and this goes for many issues, if you know of someone who's next door or on the block, illegally converting their home, illegally renting, right? All we need for you to do is give us the address, and then we'll do the rest. So whenever you call the office, it's confidential. I want you to understand, it's confidential, so that your name is not associated when we call the Department of Buildings to investigate. That's all we're doing, investigate. If there's nothing wrong, there's nothing wrong. But your name is out of it. It's at Senator Addabbo and team making the complaint to the Department of Buildings. So call our office with confidence that it's confidential, your name's not part of it, and then of course we follow up with you with any kind of update. So if you want to basically, talk about a neighbor of yours that's doing something illegal, but you don't want it to be, ramifications on you or repercussions on you, rest assured, we want the same. We don't want any repercussions or ramifications on you, so we do the complaint. Your name is out of it. So if you do have just give us the address of anyone who's doing something illegal on your block or in your neighborhood, we will check it out. No, I'm sorry, Billy, no, I'm sorry.
One more. I just want to respond to her comment about the city of yes. The city of yes does not allow you to convert a cellar.
No, that's something else that we consider in the state level.
Yeah.
The city of yes obviously has its other concerns.
It does.
Overdevelopment in a very residential neighborhood, it does have its concerns. So the city of yes, again, I know it's a city issue, but it has its place in certain neighborhoods. That's why each neighborhood is so unique in our area. Richmond Hill is different even than South Richmond Hill, that's different than Ozone Park, it's different than Glendale, Middle Village, right? So the idea here is we need to consider our neighborhoods as unique as they are individually. So you can't blanket this whole thing about, city of yes, and we're just gonna develop. We gotta be very careful in how we do this, because it's the long-term effect. Long after they build something, the developer goes to the next job. We get stuck with what's built forever, for the foreseeable future. So we gotta be very careful with that. We gotta think long-term when we think about developing or overdeveloping a community, that's all. So we gotta just be very careful. Yes.
That leads to something that you're sponsoring, co-sponsoring. I forgot the number, but it's the battery energy systems.
Yes. Where we build them?
Where we build them. Yeah. And I don't understand why, whatever happened with the passing, I guess it was a state passing, not the Senate or Assembly, but I guess DEC or whoever is allowing them to be built.
As of right.
Yeah, in residencies of municipalities over 100,000 people. Like, that's a safety issue. Like, why?
You're right. And you'll understand why.
If anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, in St. Albans, or in Warwick in New York and Long Island, a battery energy system is basically like a big block of, like an AI data center, basically. Just think of it that way. But being in your backyard. They're building that in St. Albans, they're building that in Greenpoint, and they're building that in Middle Village. So they're building that in areas with over 100,000 people.
Well, you mentioned Middle Village, my district. They're building one of these lithium battery storage facilities directly across the street from the school. PS 128, directly across the street, not down the block, right across the street. I can be assured, and they will tell me how safe it is, that they don't explode, that if there's a fire, they're contained. They can tell me all that, but tell the parent of that child that PS 128, never gonna happen. I'm never gonna be able to convince them. They're feared. There's a fear. They're fearful of this. And it's being built as of right. You really can't stop it. So the idea here is, I do have a bill that does limit where it basically pushes it off from residential areas. The bill may not go anywhere because those powers that be up in Albany want these things built. Why do we need to build them? Well, of course, the technology today, AI, everybody knows artificial intelligence, AI. AI takes a lot of power to generate AI. And as we expand AI into our computers, into our homes, into our businesses, and it's expanding greatly every day, it's drawing power. It needs power. And for us not to have blackouts, right, Con Ed needs this power storage. So they need to build these facilities to help Con Ed so that we don't get blackouts as more power is needed. Businesses are requiring bigger computers for their data. As I said, AI. So the more power we need is going to need power to be generated. We need these facilities. Again, I wish we were blessed with rolling pastures of green land and vacant space. We're not. So that's why I got a facility right across the street from a school. We just need to do a better job placing them and thinking more rationally on where they should go. Should they go 500 feet from the school? Probably not. Probably not.
Next to the cannabis.
Oh, yeah, next to the cannabis store. Cannabis slash battery.
People are nervous that their insurance is gonna go up
The homeowner insurance?
because they have a battery
Yeah,
from.
maybe. Maybe. But again, the insurance companies could use that because there's very little guidelines about the risks of fire affecting the residential home, and they use that to increase the premiums. We haven't seen that yet, but insurance companies can be very creative. So we are very concerned about this. So I hope my bill moves. I am concerned about it as well, but right as of now, they're being built as of right, which means they can build.
So I want you all to go, I know, he's your senator, but, call the other senators. The Senate bill is S-7197, and I believe Kevin Parker is the committee chair for energy. So I want you to help him to, get in on the next committee.
Very.
Yeah.
You're hired.
Let's get it- Yeah.
You're hired.
We need to get it moving.
Very, and I do appreciate that, because you do.
We should not be having these
You're right.
in a
It's a-
city of
it's a health
800
issue.
people, like.
It is.
But even in like Warwick, Warwick in Long Island, they had a fire, and they had, their whole neighborhood was poisoned.
Yeah,
And their firefighters are all volunteer, they couldn't control the fire, they just had to let it burn.
Yeah, fire is a major issue, with these lithium battery storage places, that's how you know. We do know the long-term effects of these lithium storage battery facilities, because we don't have them enough time in our neighborhood to see if somewhere down the line, it's, today, not to strike fear, what are the effects? Is it cancer causing, is it something like that? So I do have a gentleman on my team, out of my Middle Village office, doing some research about what are the effects in other states that have had it longer than us. Are there any other effects on the residents, proximity to these battery facilities? And we'll see, because we should know what kind of aftermath effects they will be somewhere down the line. So we'll see. And again, as my research comes in, I can let everyone know. So, but great job, I appreciate that.
And also with the lithium batteries.
You again?
The trains, the freight trains are carrying them in the neighborhoods, and they're carrying the expired ones, carrying the fresh ones, and there's no regulation on whether freight trains are carrying them. So the organization I'm involved with, Cures, we're trying to get legislation to prevent these lithium batteries to be transported on trains.
Okay, let's talk about that soon.
Yeah.
Excellent group, by the way, Karen. Yes.
Just to, on his
Yep.
tail, I noticed there's been a lot of LPG tankers
That too.
going through between the freight lines that they put in the cars, and then they put like 3. And I know technically they're not supposed to be a whole string of them, but they've been getting away with it,
Lack of
the freight-
enforcement.
yeah, so there's an increase in that, there's an increase in construction material, so it's very heavy, I know you know about this, but it's really been increased, and I've been videotaping, but there've been a lot more LPGs, liquid petroleum gas, if anyone doesn't know, and it is flammable, and it is it could be fatal if anything came off the tracks,
You've seen it more and more,
Yeah.
and you've seen multiple cars.
Yeah, I've been videotaping that.
It's a question of enforcement at that point.
Yeah.
So we should talk.
Yeah.
Because it may be a federal, because it's, they pass state lines, so it may be federal. Right, so I have to include my federal elected officials with it, but
Well, you know, in Ohio, they had that whole, was chlorine, it was like 25 tankards, you know, and that.
If we find it's not, you know, between states, that it's only intra-state, only in New York, then I can do something about it, about enforcement. You good? Okay.
No, well, I was thinking that, didn't that happen in Albany? Wasn't there a derailment in Albany?
I think so.
A couple of years ago?
We gotta be careful. But again, it's all about what are good rules of container for, so I wanna talk to you about that enforcement. Any other questions? Bill, no. Any other questions?
I have no more questions.
Wow. I wanna say thank you, and again, this is the first time we met, I appreciate your time, do not let it be the last time. Call, email, carrier pigeons, smoke signals, whatever you wanna use. But get in touch with
And you
your
can give us
official,
some
let us
wood
know
like
what's on
you
your
did
mind,
to
we're not
me
mind
in
readers.
Ward 6 last night.
Let us know what's on your mind.
But
I wanna say thank you again for coming out tonight, I really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody.
Before you go to Romano,
Rado?
Oh, yeah,
come up here, please. We have an announcement that our precious Romano, who has been like nothing but fabulous.
Yes.
Just found out that he recently got married.
That's very cool.
Pass it around to Simon.
4 weeks and they're still together. He made it a month. He made it a month. No, that's the secret. That's the secret to having married.
There's another storm coming, so we'll get married again.
I'll just talk very briefly, I wasn't prepared to talk just the senator was speaking, but I'm here for the entire meeting, so if anybody needs anything from our office, don't hesitate to reach out. Richmond Hill Block Association is really great, love working with you guys, love the community, so anything that you need, you can always rely on our office.
And I
Thank you.
guarantee you'll get back to you.
Sherry. I'm so sorry. Sherry Albrado, chairperson of Newport 9, wants to say a few words. Quickly, she said. Early. Just a couple of announcements. Sorry, I've had cannabis applications, so, people.
Everybody here in the back?
Can everybody hear me? I'll speak as loud as I can, like the microphone, I do enough of that. So we have an application for the dispensary next door. Of course, you have to secure, a space before you could go through the next round. So as you can see, it has a sign up, so they secured it. I heard in a lot of meetings, people were asking about the business school down the street. So I came out with a member of the cannabis committee, 9 degrees crazily, and we measured with a tape measure, it's 524 feet from the beginning of the school. I wanted to ask Senator something, because I know they were working on the bill. Did that bill get passed, that now it's at the entrance of the school instead of the beginning of the
It did pass,
property?
unfortunately it passed, yes.
So this is the reason why.
Yeah.
They opened quite a few cannabis, stores at the opening, and instead of, they said, but we can't close it, so they changed the law to accommodate. And I wanna thank Senator Addabbo, because we had a meeting with Senator Addabbo, don't run yet. I wanna thank Senator Addabbo, we had a meeting, and the thing is, we haven't had too many people fight and go in the forefront of fighting this whole cannabis issue. But Senator Addabbo has been with the community board from day one, helping us fight, and we want to thank you, because he got OCM to meet with us. Of course, they met with us, we got no solution. They didn't want to do anything, and instead of, this is what they did, they went and changed the law to accommodate, because we were going out on the streets and literally measuring the distance, because OCM didn't come themselves. Now we got another application last week for 10911 Jamaica Avenue, you know, where there's a medical place there. They're applying there to do another license. There's no law on distances of license, and there's no law, there's a law for, alcohol, for liquor license, where you can't have more than 3 within a 500 radius. On 111th Street, they put 5. We opposed number 4, they give them their license anyway. We oppose number 5, they give them their license anyway. So this is where our voice is supposed to come, and they're breaking their own laws. Because it's their law that said you can't get more than 3 liquor license. There's no law currently about cannabis shop, you could put it next to each other. So last week, we just got, there's a write-up about Community Board 9 that we deny all cannabis license. We're denying it, because how do you decide who deserves to have a cannabis shop next to their home? Could somebody tell me like why we decide that? So we have another one, we have 4, so I just wanna give you guys. We had another one at 11114 101 Avenue. We denied that because the rule is 200 feet next to a church. It's 197 feet, which makes it a violation. There's the huge Gurdwara. It's 550 feet. We went and measured it, but still 550 with a Gurdwara that has probably more people than a school in it should be considered, you know, like a school. So that's 100, and we're waiting to see what happened, because it's so technical and you gotta be a genius to figure out. Regina is the cannabis chair, she's been doing an amazing job with it. It has to be, so the mosque is right across the street. We call them, we got the New York State certificate, we send it to Albany. The thing is, it's gotta be within like the same block. So even though it's right across the street and it may be about 50 feet, it doesn't matter, they count it as the same block. They made the rules in such a way that doesn't matter how much you say no, they're gonna come, they can come next to each other, doesn't care. There's another application that we just got last week, it's called HVK. That was, you guys probably heard about it, where it was called Bodega on 130th Street. I had someone call me a year and a half ago from the New York Times. They come down, they did a story that they were using somebody else's license, it was illegal, whatever. It closed down, meaning when you operate an illegal shop, you cannot get a legal license again. Once they catch you operating they caught them, here this person, well I can't show the name, but here they applied again using a different name, but I recognize the name of the, you know, these things stick in your head after a while. I recognize the name of the applicant, and it's the same applicant, Raimondo, trying to get away with applying next door to where the bodega was and calling it a different name. And these are the things that are slipping through OCM. We've been having to do all the work, all the research, do everything, and they're the paid people who, in Albany, we like to request for them to come down and do their own work and their own research, because if we're gonna be doing the research and the work, and they're gonna say, so the thing is, once they approve it, and you show them that they approve it wrongfully, it doesn't matter, they said they're breaking the law if they're gonna try to close it. So I just wanted to share that information. Everyone's been asking about next door, so I just wanted to let you guys know they're already probably in the second phase, we're probably gonna vote, because the school is just 24 feet more, they don't qualify. There's a church across the street. Now it's our job to go find that church, knock on the door, find out if they're New York State license, go and check the one at 109, there's a church right across the street. Now it's our job. We have to go out in freezing cold, we're looking at the door, there's no phone number, I'm Googling it, I can't find the information, and we have to, you know, vote on it. It's really hard. Who's gonna do the work? And then they don't listen. So I just wanted to let you guys know we've been working on it. But, you know.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Years ago, when my daughter was little, there was like a summer
program.
There still is, they don't consider it, they just count the public schools.
We have Mommy and Me coming here starting next week. Babies and their mothers are coming here 2 doors away.
We interviewed the people who wants to open there, we interviewed them, they came. And we asked them if they will consider another location, and they said yes, they will consider another location, they were troubled that there was a program here. They ignored us completely, and they're already almost at the end of the road and have it. So we don't take their words for it. And again, we're not there when they're doing the hearing or anything, we're just advisory. We give our advice and we feel as though we're doing the extra work that's required, so we just want to let you know when you get the cannabis license, and then they wrote a whole write-up on community board of denying everything. Put yourself in our position, who do you decide deserves to have a cannabis shop next to them? So I just wanted to give information on it. And as Senator Addabbo spoke about the program outreach, it's a great alcohol program. It's one of the reasons why when on 117 had a legal shop and they didn't want to close it, we brought up about that program. That is right there, how you're gonna go to a program where you're looking for services because you're addicted to something, and you had an illegal shop where people are smoking on the street, you're inhaling it, it's like addiction, right? If you can't drink alcohol and you go have a drink, you may get addicted. It's the same way, you wanna go to treatment across the street for marijuana or drug addiction, you literally inhale those things on the street. So just wanted to inform you, we have 4 licenses on the board. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry.
Okay, can we have, Lohani? Lohani, is it Coco? Coco? From Jennifer's office.
Good evening, everyone. My name is, you can call me Rita, also, it's easier, from the Assemblywoman Rajkumar's office. On behalf of the Assemblywoman, we hope the snow is melting away more.
Yes.
The streets are available. And that was one of her priority with the Department of the Sanitation, as she's speaking with the mayor. I'm gonna make it short.
Please.
Yeah, I know everybody's tired. Right here in South Queens, the Assemblywoman is bringing you more free events. We enjoy seeing many of you at the Latin Carnival on Sunday. If you missed it, just enjoy even more Latin culture. The Assemblywoman is sponsoring a free afternoon of music and dance from Mexico on Saturday, February 28th at 3 p.m. at Glendale Library. No RSVPs required. And with today beginning the holy month of Ramadan, the Assemblywoman Rajkumar is hosting her own Ramadan Iftar dinner on Tuesday, March 3rd at the Medina Hall in Ozone Park. Everyone is welcome to come. In the quest to bring you affordable healthcare on Tuesday, March 17th, the Assemblywoman is offering mammograms at our office. The event is by appointment. You can contact our office, or if you're interested, just let me know today. Then, as as a champion for the welfare of your pets, the Assemblywoman is partnering with the ASBCA for a free cat and dog vaccination clinic on Wednesday, March 25th. And that's also by appointment. These continue the Assemblywoman's record of free events for you. Yesterday, she hosted a successful Homeowners Assistance Day at the office, offering free help with property taxes, mortgages, and financial incentives. If you missed it, we'll schedule another one next month. Also next month begins our series of free English classes geared towards our Spanish-speaking neighbors. There will be online classes Tuesday and Thursday evenings online starting March 10th. To reserve a seat, contact our office. There's many more events on the way. thank you all for the ongoing support and engagement. If you have any questions, you can just let me know. I'm happy to share my contact. She's committed to working with you to strengthen our community and build a better future together. And thank you and have a wonderful evening. I also spoke to someone in, is it Andrea?
Yes.
Andrea had a concern about Jamaica Avenue. Jamaica Avenue, the post, she wanted to do an event where we could just come together and just clean up the post where they're putting all.
That'd be great. That'll reach out to us.
Yeah, because I think our lamp posts under the subway are very pretty. So when it lights up, and it's a shame that it's covered by the J train, but they are very pretty. They can be painted or take off all the posts on it. So that's about it. So thank you guys for having me. And there's flyers, you guys can take it, and if you have any questions, just let me know. Thank you.
Jenifer Lambert?
Good evening, everybody. So wonderful to see everybody's faces. I missed everyone in January. It was too cold to come out, apparently. But anyways, I'm just here really fast to thank everybody. The Woodhaven Mural Project was very successful in 2025 with painting first half of Flora and Fauna in Forest Park on Myrtle Avenue, which will continue the second half this spring. We did Kids Make Neighborhoods on Park Lane South, 2 walls with our community and local elementary school children. And we painted Jamaica Avenue, Trust the Journey in Queens. I'm glad that all of us did that. Otherwise, this would not be happening now. But we continue also this spring with the Wings of Richhaven. This is a term that I have found in my 14 years of roaming around the 2 neighborhoods. I want to reunite our 2 neighborhoods. We need sisterhoods or neighborhoods to really come together to do the things that we're all concerned about or want. So I invite you to celebrate last year's achievements and help us do this year's achievements. With Heather Dunn and thanks to Helen Day of Friends of Maple Grove, we've been gifted a month-long exhibit. We'll be featuring 30 photographs of our work and where we're going. And then on March 14th, we're having a fundraiser. We are going to have live music. One of our musicians, Bill, is here. Most of you must know. We'll also have Density Black Cat performing. We'll have raffles, a little bit of light refreshments, and a lot more networking like this, because we need more arts and community engagement, and we hope the Mural Project does that. Thank you.
And speaking of Helen Day.
Thank you. One end of this great neighborhood to another. Thank you, everybody. Good evening. Besides the wonderful fundraiser on March 14th, we also have other concerts and events for your enjoyment. You need to take time to enjoy yourself. You love music, come out. Most of our stuff is free. So when you do have to spend a few dollars, like on the fundraiser, it's benefiting the neighborhood. So other times you can come out and benefit yourself and enjoy beautiful music. Bill will also be performing at the end of the month on the 28th, Saturday the 28th at 4 o'clock, right? Yes,
I
got
hope
the
to
right
be
time.
there.
Yes, I hope so too. And on the 21st, we have another couple coming. They're doing a flute and piano concert at 3 o'clock. So you gotta pay attention to the times, because sometimes they do change. We try to make some of the concerts a little bit earlier. This way we can avoid going home late at night or bad weather. So we try. But you can look at the calendar, you can look at friendsofmaplegrove.org, you can see the calendar updated there. We've also updated that website. There's a whole lot of new stuff on there. It's great to have young kids work on your website and really, really improve the information that's on there. So take a look. And next month, we will have a Women's Day concert on March 7th. The Woodhaven Mural Project again is on the 14th. Literary Sunday is back on the 15th, so if you want to hear Queens writers read from their work, take an hour and a half out of your day and come and listen. And there are other things going on too. So take a look at the calendar, there's some copies back there, or take a look at the website, and there's a lot of free stuff available just in nearby Kew Gardens. So take advantage. You need to pamper yourself. You need to do that and to enjoy it and to meet friends and neighbors there and bring friends. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So thank you. And a big shout out to Sherry Allegredo, our community board chair, who's been so supportive to local organizations, enabling us to find grants from other locations, and she has really made a difference. So thank you, Sherry. Thank you.
Okay, before we get to our free raffle, and we do have a 50-50 also if you want to participate in that. But I just wanna make a little announcement. As you all know, I was not going to be running the annual park fair anymore, after this past year. But luckily, really graciously, we have someone new that's taken over the position and is doing like a phenomenal job. And I know very little about social media and really bad. But anyway, she is spectacular at it. So that's why you'll be noticing a lot of changes in our social media pages and in our Facebook page and our flyers, and she's doing everything. Matter of fact, she's responsible for most of the snacks, all of the snacks over there, and the gifts and the gifts that we're getting. So we really want to thank you, Kim. Kim got it. Has always helped us as well. He used to play in our park fair, the national anthem, before it started, and the band, and fabulous. So anyway, again, thank you, Kim. And so now, raffle tickets will be on sale for the 50-50 if you want to participate, but did everybody get a